Today we will learn about shutter speed, aperture and ISO. All of those are very important tools for you to learn and make sure your photos are great.
Camera looks like this is the shutter speed, this is the aperture, and this is the ISO.
Shutter. Shutter is like a curtain that shuts your camera sensor from the light. It's over here, it's inside your camera. So here's how it works. The higher this number is, this is your shutter speed number, the higher your shutter speed number is, the sharper your photos are going to be. So when I take photos of jumping children, I usually use shutter speed at 1/250th of a second to freeze the moment. However, what it also does, it makes your photos darker. So the bigger the shutter speed number, the darker your photos will be. The smaller the number of your shutter speed, the brighter your photos will become. However, you're running the risk of motion blur. So if this number becomes too low, your photos are going to be blurry. Just to clarify, if I take photos of jumping children, I use shutter speed of 1/250th of a second at least, sometimes more. When it's a very bright sunshine day, like midday sun, really loads of sun, I increase my shutter speed to at least 1/400th of a second to get less light from the outside world, to make my photo darker and not overblown highlights. That's the trick. Then, if I need to take my photos lighter, don't go below 1/160th of a second. So anything under that number will definitely give you a motion blur. So anything below that number, I only ever use for videos like I do right now. Aperture. Aperture is quite simply the opening on the lens. The wider the opening, i.e. the smaller the number here, F number, the smaller that number is, the lighter your photos will become. It pretty much works like the pupil of our eyes. It's also responsible for the blur, for the lens blur. So everything that we want in that beautiful bokeh, that's aperture. However, there's always a however, the smaller the number we're going to keep, the smaller that F number, the smaller the sharp area it's going to be in our lens. So if I take a photo of one person, you can go down to f.2 if you, or even less if your lens allows you. His eyes and the face is going to be sharp, everything else behind the person is going to be blurry. Yeah? However, if we want to take off more than one person, we're never on the same plane. So it's very unlikely that you're going to put two people so close exactly to each other that both of their eyes, four of their eyes, are going to be exactly on the same plane. It's more likely that one's going to be behind, especially if you take a photo of a mother and a child, and the child is in front or holding the person. So what you need to do, you need to increase your F number, make it bigger, and close this hole to increase that area in focus to include the second person. Is that okay? Yeah? So just to clarify, when I take photo of one person, I usually reduce my F number to the smaller it gets. For this particular lens, it's f2. If I take photo of 2, 3 and 4 people, I go up to about f4 and f5, depending on how many people and what kind of group there is. However, don't forget, there's always a however. The bigger your F number, the darker your photos will become, because this area becomes smaller and therefore less light travels through the lens to the camera. I hope you understand that now a little bit more.